Hey guys, this is JD with In Session Film. Just got out of seeing The Lone Ranger, which is directed by Gore Verbinski, where he teams up once again with Johnny Depp and also stars Armie Hammer, William Fichtner, and a few others as well. First of all, let me say that Hans Zimmer, who composes this film, saves this movie for me. The music is incredible. It kept me engaged when I really shouldn't have been. And it was really amazing. He's got some, he uses a lot of brass instruments, a lot of Western tones, which is really great and fits the movie really well. And especially toward the latter half of the film and in the final battle sequence, there's a lot of amazing homage music to the original Lone Ranger, which is just a lot of fun. And if you're a fan of that, you're really going to love it. And so Hans Zimmer, in so many ways, saves this movie for me. The action sequences are crazily absurd. You have to lay down realism here, and if you're able to do that, you can have fun with it. And I did. I had fun with the action sequences. They were just really engaging and really kept me in it, especially when I don't feel like I should have been. The story is really dry and dull. I think it's an interesting premise, but it's just not explored very well. Basically, the story is told from Tonto's perspective, and there's a bunch of, it's basically a flashback as the movie starts out with him as an old man. Johnny Depp doesn't look anything like Johnny Depp. And all of that stuff could have been cut out, and the story had some really interesting parts, and it was really a missed opportunity because those parts were interesting, but by the time you got to them, there's so much setup time that you're just off board with pretty much all of it by the time you get there. And I was a little bit disappointed with all that. I wasn't hugely excited for this film going in. I kind of expected some of that. But with the Verbinski-Depp duo, I have enjoyed most of their stuff. This is by far the ones that I didn't like the most. There is just so much more that could have been explored here. William Fichtner, though, does a great job as the villain. I loved what he did in terms of his performance. I didn't really care for Armie Hammer. His character as the Lone Ranger was uninteresting to me until the last 20-30 minutes of the film. But Nate and I will have more on this on our podcast this weekend, so be sure to check that out. And I'll also have more details on my review that you'll be able to check out at InSessionFilm.com. And I will give this a grade of a C-. Could have been much, much better, but Hans Zimmer and some of the action sequences at the end definitely saved this movie from being a lot worse. So be sure to go check out my full review at InSessionFilm.com, and we'll see you this weekend on the podcast.